That was kind of overshadowed a little bit by the news that they have acquired Andrew Benintendi from the Kansas City Royals in exchange for 3 prospects. So Benintendi will immediately slide into that outfield, provide some a left-handed bat, and for that defense there in the outfield. Here's Aaron Boone and Aaron Judge on the trade.
A guy with track record of success, obviously, you know, with the Red Sox championship run, obviously a really good player for them, but really putting together a really good year for the Royals right now. So he's obviously a great player.
Man, he's a really good player. You know, I've had a chance to play against him for quite a few years when he was, you know, playing over in Boston, and, you know, see him do a lot of impressive things. So, you know, if that's true, then you know, it'll be definitely a big piece to, you know, what we got going on here.
The average is there. The on base is there. Look at where he ranks in among qualifiers in Major League Baseball. 5th in average, top 10 in on base, top 20 in strikeout percentage, and top 15 in the walk to strikeout percentage. John, how did this deal come together? What does it mean moving forward?
Well, I mean, this is the guy they've been focused on. Really good contact hitter, good defense, playoff pedigree. Obviously, he was with Boston, won the World Series with them. So this was the guy that fit, that they wanted. And, you know, he's basically going to replace Joey Gallo, who's being shopped now. He will be elsewhere, I'm sure, by the deadline. And, you know, they've got a guy now hitting .320, replacing a guy who was hitting almost exactly half that, 161. Yeah. So made sense for the Yankees, lengthens their lineup. I mean, Gallo was barely playing there at the end. They think he's going to do well elsewhere. Obviously, was a very good player in Texas, 2-time All-Star, 2-time Gold Glove, hit over 30 home runs a couple times. So, you know, it's basically Benintendi replacing Gallo.
You both played in New York. Benintendi played at the highest level in Boston. Do you draw on that and say, he can handle this market?
Yeah, certainly. Boston might be arguably a tougher place to play. Boston and Philadelphia, like New York. You're going to really get a lot of razzing when you're not going well and a lot of cheers when you are. I think when you look at this trade, Stanton being on the IL is a big part of this. You know, they might not have made it if Stanton was healthy and playing. And the Gallo thing we can't overlook. You know, Joey Gallo is 28 years old. He's a talented dude who just didn't make it in New York. You know, 191 strikeouts in 138 games. And you're getting a guy, and I don't know if you believe this, Cliff, but lineups now are constructed in the major leagues with thump, but you got to have those guys that put the ball in play, two-strike approach. If you have a combination of that, you really have something.
Absolutely. And when you watch Andrew Benintendi play the game, he has this calmness about him. He's not afraid of the big moment. You need that. You need that type of player who's found his stride, who's always been aggressive. He's always been an aggressive type of ball player, not afraid to make a mistake. So when you're getting this guy, you have to understand where the Yankees are right now. They haven't played great baseball recently, and you're looking at this lineup and hoping that he will give them a boost. Wherever Booney puts him in that lineup, give him a boost, allow them to sort of relax a little bit and understand that, you know, it's a lot of pressure on Judge right now. So that if you can relieve some of that and allow a guy like, you know, Andrew Benintendi to come in and help you, I think you're on to something very positive. And this is what I think teams need to do, is sort of get out in front of everybody and make this type of deal to right the ship for your team.
Hey, real quick, John, going back to Kansas City, 3 minor league pitchers. What do we know about them? How would you turn the haul for Benintendi, who is a rental?
Yeah, considering it was a rental, I think it was pretty good. Sigma, very talented guy, was a high draft choice, a left-hander, a lot of strikeouts, so there's definitely potential there. Beckway also one of their top 30 prospects, right-hander, and Champlain. So they got 3 pieces. I think that's pretty good for Kansas City going forward.
And real quick, vaccination status for Benintendi moving forward.
You know what? He was an all-star, so I think the Yankees were fortunate he was there. I think he told Garrett Cole and some of the other Yankees that if they can get him over to New York, he'll get the vaccination.
You know, looking at his numbers early in his career with Boston, he was a 15-20 homer guy. Now he's a contact guy, exactly what New York needs.